What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 8 match for the PTL, or the Pokemon Tri-League, taking on Sacred Wings and the Houston Absols. So, Sacred took over this team from my pal Shade and the Calgary Talonflames, who then gave it to Lunar and the United Kingdra, who then gave it to Sacred and the Houston Absols. We're currently in second, so a win here is huge, and honestly, winning down the stretch is really massive. Sacred's team is Megalodios, Infernape, Ferrothorn, Sylveon, Mandibuzz, Tentacruel, Rotom, Dugtrio Z, Ambipom, Armaldo, and Cloyster. Um, I was really scared of the Cloyster and the Tentacruel. I thought either of his waters were pretty threatening. Rotom is his only flying resist on the entire team, so Brave Bird is very spammable, as we can see against what he brought. Ambipom would have been annoying. This is about what I expected, though. I was pretty much expecting his top 6 or Dugtrio, and he ended up bringing his top 5 and Dugtrio, which makes a lot of sense, to trap mons like Jirachi, stop me from just beating him with Raikou outright. Raikou obviously threatens the Mandibuzz quite a bit, and I think Mandibuzz is his main Megalopony check, just like it was against whomever had Mandibuzz, against Spanic in Week 4, who had Mandibuzz before. So, brief rundown on the team. We're a mixed defensive Blastoise, I believe. Can't remember exactly where I put all of my stats. I'm a speedy Jirachi with rocks and toxic and whatnot. Mixed, technically, for the Tentacruel. I'm an interesting Megalopony set, not fully offensive, but I've got 2 attacks, Encore, Baton Pass. Braviary Scarfed, Clefable is a Life Orb, Calm Mindset, and Golurk is Protective Pads, so that I can avoid things like Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs, which I think is actually going to come in extremely clutch this game, and we'll talk about that in a sec. So I'm just going to leave with Golurk. It really threatens basically everything offensively, and nothing can one-shot me outright. Even Ground EMZ from Dugtrio doesn't kill me, and he has to be Jolly if he wants to outrun Raikou, so I've kind of outweighed that possibility. I should obliterate almost everything. I'm going to do at least 50% to everything on his team with my attacks, depending on the spreads. Actually, I believe the Mandibuzz is the only one that might not take 50%. I may be wrong on that one. Maybe the Megalodios as well. But I'm just going to leave with the Golurk here against the Dugtrio. And I'm like, all right, well, you can get up rocks all you want. I have a Spinner in the Blastoise anyways. I've got a Defog in the Braviary anyways. If you're sashed, that's great. You get damage off of me. I obviously can't switch, but otherwise he just dies to Ice Punch, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to trade rocks for his Dugtrio. And so my Shed Shell on the Jirachi is useless, but that thing's dead. Ferrothorn comes in. He has no idea what he's in for here, and I'm going to Fire Punch him in the face, and it does 92%. Iron Barbs don't work because of Protective Pads, and he Leech Seeds. And then he's going to show the Protect here, which is really good information that he's Leech Seed Protect. Basically means he probably has, like, Spikes and Gyro Ball, I'd have to guess, or 2 attacks. I actually make that read, and I go for the Ice Punch on the Mandibuzz, switch in, does 43, and we don't proc Rocky Helmet. He does indeed have Rocky Helmet, but Protective Pads are keeping that from killing me. So I thought I made a pretty nice read with the Ice Punch here, going to the Mandibuzz. Either Mandibuzz or the Latios were switching in. There's no way he's switching in Infernape anyways. Just in case I clicked Earthquake, there was no way he was doing that. But it turns out it's not going to do all that much. This looks to be a fairly physically defensive Mandibuzz with quite a bit of investment. Maybe it's got some speed as well. But it's at least max HP 76 defense, which is the standard set. And I'm just going to swap on this, really. I really have no reason not to swap hard into my Clefable on what I am thinking is going to be a Roost or a Foul Play, either way. It is indeed the Roost. I obviously threaten this very well as the Ferrothorn comes in. You know, he can do whatever he wants. He's dying to this Flamethrower. And we get to pick up a kill here with Clef. So the Infernape's going to come in. I was actually really scared of the Infernape and what it wanted to do to me. If he wanted to Gunk Shot me or something, I mean, Blastoise is my play for sure. He's actually just going to click SD, so Moonblast would have been a really good play. I don't think he was calcing. We were playing this really quickly, so I'm just going to Rapid Spin. I'm not super scared of him at +2, but then he SDs again. And so now I'm really scared of a +4 Infernape. Close Combat's definitely killing me at +4. It was a roll to kill me at +2. So I'm just going to sack off my Blastoise. Or actually, maybe it was a roll to kill me at +4. Wasn't a roll to kill me at +2, something like that. I believe Thunder Punch was never killing me at +2 either, but it's really important that I get these rocks away so the Braviary can continue to come in. and that Golurk stays a little bit healthier. It's not all that big a deal, but getting the rocks away is definitely my play over clicking Liquidation for sure. I could have clicked Roar, but I'd really rather have Blastoise deal with this and not be in against something else. So I am just going to click the Liquidation, but I am going to die to the close combat. Not a big deal. I'm going to bring in my Braviary here to Revenge Kill, and we get a pretty swift and easy kill on that Infernape. It was dying every day of the week. There's no way in hell he was sashed Infernape. That thing was definitely Z. 100% was Z in my mind with Swords Dance. But once he realized he could get to +4, he probably didn't. He probably realized he didn't need the Z. Basically, what I was playing around is Mach Punch, and +4 Mach Punch was never killing my Braviary with rocks gone, so Rapid Spin was always my play there. Latias is going to come in. I'm not really going to risk just clicking Brave Bird against this. There's no point, so I'm just going to my Jirachi and scouted his set a little bit, as he does show the Roost turn 1, and then Calm Mind. So we've seen Roost, Calm Mind, and then I throw off the Toxic. I'm fine with just stalling his set a little bit to see if he's got the Refresh and sort of scout out what his set's going to be. Just going to Iron Head, get some damage, and then I'm going to swap into my Clefable on his Refresh. So he's mono attacking, and what that means is that Jirachi probably walls it. I don't necessarily want to leave Jirachi in against it. It's likely a Psychic attack. If he's a Dragon attack, then Clefable sits in here for days, and he would probably want to switch into Sylveon. Otherwise, he just loses. I'm just going to scout some damage here on that and on the Moonblast there, and then I'm just going to start Calm Minding up next to him. We're just going to make Calm Mind War for a little bit here. Basically, I'm gonna Moonblast on turns where he's full health, and then on turns where he's forced to Roost, I'm going to Calm Mind next. So even if he's like full... Yeah, because I'm doing 53. Like, it doesn't matter what his SpDef is. I'm offensive with a Life Orb. And he can't really out-damage that with anything, except for the one move that he has, and we're going to see what that is in a second. Once I get to +4, actually. I'm obviously forcing him to Roost there. So now I'm +6, sorry, and he's got the Sword Power. So he has a Mono Sword Power set. This got entirely, like, it got hard-walled by my Drapion. Very weird bring in my mind. His team is actually really weak to Drapion as well. Like, he probably was relying on Dugtrio to get rid of Drapion for the Latias. That's a little bit strange to me, because I could have just very easily run Shed Shell Drapion and, like, hard-walled this Lati entirely. I'm really not sure what he's expecting there. His team actually struggled mightily with Drapion. I was toying around with the idea of Drapion in prep. I was not against Drapion by any means. It's just that Infernape and Sylveon threatened it a little bit offensively, and then Dugtrio was a problem. Yeah, very surprised to see this set. It's also like walled by a SpDef Jirachi, so if I brought like SpDef Wish Jirachi, okay, could have just beaten this. So he was really relying on Dugtrio to kill things for Megalati. But at this point, you know, he's obviously killing me with another one. So I'm going to force him into a position where he has to kill me at a low amount of HP. I'm still doing like a tremendous amount of damage with this Clefable, and he's not winning the Roost battle. I'll actually end up killing him at some point. So I get to bring in my Braviary here. I kill it with U-turns. There's no point in clicking Brave Bird, and we now see the Rocky Helmet on the Mandibuzz, which is really good to know. So I'm going to bring Jirachi in here. I can just click Toxic against the Mandibuzz, and then Mandibuzz won't be able to beat me anymore. And then I'm going to get up Rocks on his Foul Play turn. It did a lot of damage, a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest. And then I can get my Rocks up as he kills me. Not the end of the world. This will put Lottie at 2%, and the only thing that's faster than is my Golurk, so Lottie really doesn't have a matchup. I was considering sacking the Golurk here to Mandibuzz, but I need it to kill the Sylveon. I can't really kill the Sylveon. Like, I could have killed the Sylveon with Jirachi, right? But I can also kill the Sylveon with Golurk, and so I'm going to go with the riskier play, which is actually the Golurk. and yeah, so I'm going to be able to bring in my Mega Lopunny here, kind of threaten him a little bit because he's toxic, so he can't beat me forever, and just click Return. It was doing a large chunk of damage anyways, and we're just going to pick a kill off on the Lottie. Sylveon coming in is a bit of an issue. I decided I didn't want to risk him being Scarfed and go for Baton Pass. I'm going to go into my Braviary as he throws up a Wish. Scout some damage with the Brave Bird here. He looks to be fairly physically defensive, and he's going to throw off the Heal Bell this turn as he knows he lives a hit. So Heal Bell is really obnoxious because it means I don't have Toxic on anything else. The Mandibuzz is healthy again. Well, healthy to an extent, I should say, because it is coming out on rocks. But it's healthy again in terms of he can still beat me with it because it's not on a timer forever. So saving Jirachi was definitely the play over saving Golurk, but I do like boosting my Golurk's kill stats. So I'm just going to bring in the Golurk here on the Sylveon as he throws up another Wish. I was predicting another Wish there. I'm going to gauge the heavy slam damage. It's a lot less than I thought. Depending on his spread, like a max HP variant should have been one-shot by this heavy slam. With my attack investment, I believe it should have been one-shot by the heavy slam, to my knowledge. So I believe he's physically defensive. I didn't really gauge the damage. I didn't really calculate all that much, but I do believe he's physically defensive. In fact, I will bring up a calc on the other monitor just to confirm that he is indeed physically defensive, because I was like, holy shit, that heavy slam did absolutely nothing, and he two-shots me with Hyper Voice. So, you know, he can put me in a position where he's wishing up and whatnot, but yeah, he's got to be physically defensive, right? Yeah, he is 100% physically defensive. If he was max HP only, then my heavy slam was killing him after rocks, and if he wasn't bold and he was like calm, Spadef, then I had a 62.5% chance to OHKO him with the heavy slam. So that was kind of where my investment was going, was that, and enough to Fire Punch kill the Ferrothorn. I actually have some defensive investment, I believe, for the Infernape, which is completely worthless, and I wish I had that in attack instead. 32 plus 68 is 90, so 200 attack. If I had 200 attack, I would comfortably be, well, it's an 81.3% chance to OHKO the Sylveon outright. If it's calm and if it's bold, I'm killing it 100% after rocks, and bold max defense, I would be doing about the same damage, so I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. But that was the idea of keeping the Golurking, is that Heavy Slam is doing a shitload to this. Would my Drachi have done anything? I didn't even calc that. Wishmaker. Yeah, so Ironhead was actually a two-shot against this, and it's a more consistent two-shot, so I definitely should have... have saved the Drachi. Seeing Wish, Heal Bell, Hyper Voice, I mean, the last move is probably Protect. It's probably not like Shadow Ball, but Shadow Ball coming back from a physically defensive variant is doing... Yeah, like I'm out Ironheading him, and I'll probably flinch him at some point. It would have been maybe worthwhile to save it for the Mandibuzz either way and just flinch the Mandibuzz to death, but yeah. So yeah, this is where I have to make a read, and I believe yes, he's got his Wish back now, right? So he's really healthy, and I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Ice Punch. So actually, because he's this healthy and he's seen me have Heavy Slam, I'm under the impression he's going to go Mandibuzz, and Ice Punch after rocks is a roll to kill that Mandibuzz set. So I'm going to click Ice Punch, and I'm actually going to get really lucky, and we're going to get a Freeze on the Sylveon. So Hax is a win con, am I right? And then I'm going to proceed to get a roll on the Heavy Slam. And so we take out the Sylveon. Problem avoided. Mandibuzz comes in. I'm fine with him clicking whatever, really. I didn't really have a problem with any of this. I'm just sacking off my Golurk. He locks in a Foul Play, which is a mistake, because now my Lopunny can come in. I actually chew Foul Plays with this because I resist it, and I can force him into a situation where he can't roost because I'm just going to Encore him into the Foul Play here. And then, because he's Encored into Foul Play, I'm going to be able to get Drain Punches off against him, which are doing a solid chunk and getting me some HP back. So regardless of the Rocky Helmet damage, I am losing the battle eventually between Rocky Helmet plus Foul Play damage, but... it's enough that I am able to beat the Mandibuzz here with my Mega Lopunny, and so we are going to be able to pick up the 2-0 win here against Sacred Wings and the Houston Absols. This pushes us to 6-2 plus 11, I believe, which is a really solid record. Excuse me, really solid record for 8 weeks in. I'm very happy with how I played. The worst I can do is 6-6. I always like to go at least even. We have 4 matches left. We take on Arky and the San Antonio Victory Bells next week. Then we take on Brandon and Portsmouth week 10. We take on Ellie and the Shanghai Dragons on during week 11, and then Moki and the Golden City Gardevoirs week 12. I have a lot of faith that I can win at least 2 of those matches and hit 8 wins. 8 wins should put me in a playoff position. It should be top 6 with 8 wins, I would imagine. I'm definitely not clinched yet, but I'm going to be looking to clinch very, very soon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this match. We'll be coming back and playing Arky in the San Antonio Victory Bells next week. He took over from Bub. Final note about the team and whatnot. I ended up dropping... What did I drop? I dropped Heatmore and Drapion. I dropped Heatmore and Drapion for Chandelure. So I'm kind of hoping we don't play Sacred in playoffs because Drapion would be nice against that Latias set. I'm not gonna lie. Although I doubt that he would bring it against me a second time. It makes absolutely no sense against my team, and I can prep for it very easily. Um, but yeah, we have a huge special threat on the team because Raiko's really not pulling its weight, and I'm playing a lot of ground types and a lot of special walls, and Raiko's actually not that good. In fact, in the last couple of weeks here, I'm not counting on Raikou to do pretty much anything. It could definitely show up in some of these matchups, but it doesn't look good. So Chandelure takes kind of a load off of that, and it gives me a really nice fire type to break through steels. I was having a lot of problems breaking through steel types. It was mainly Mega Lopunny doing it, and then you saw I had to tech on like Fire Punch with protective pads on Golurk to reliably beat the Ferrothorn. So yeah, easier way to break through steals. I have some bulky steals coming up here in the next few weeks. In fact, all 4 teams have really amazing top tier steel types. So Chandelure is going to be able to put in a lot of work as we head into the end of the season here. That's going to be it for me, guys. I will catch you guys next week against Arky.